37 and 38. You're supposed to use the data from example 2. This is the data from example 2 on page 501. Okay, so it's really the same problem as we've been doing, other than now the formula's changed. And we're not looking for the value window or confidence interval. We're looking for the slope interval and the y-intercept interval. Okay, the calculator actually does this one. If you go into, so why don't we just go ahead and do this one first? And I think the online assignments ask for this answer first and then this one, but you can just write these down, or I don't know. You can figure out a way to do that anyways. So we'll do this one first, because first thing you need to do is put it in your calculator. Okay, so pause the video if you still need to do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to test, ln reg t interval. Okay, x1 L1, y list L2 or whatever. Frequency 1 doesn't matter. If you don't have this blank, I think it still works. Confidence interval for this problem for number 37 is 95%. For number 38, it's 99, so you'll just have to change this to 99 for the second problem. Okay, hit calculate. All right, so here's the answer for the slope interval. Now I want you to make note of something. That's this. Slope is the b value stored on your calculator. Okay, so this is the slope. This is the interval. With a 95% confidence, this is your interval. Okay. The second thing we need is the y-intercept. So I just want you to make a note of that. It was stored on the calculator as A. Okay, it's stored right here as A. All right, so we'll see that in a second. All right, so I'm just going to clear that. I have the formula in here. Okay, the first thing we need to do is you got to do the inverse t. Maybe I'll just go ahead and do that. Okay, so we need in this formula right here, we need the critical value, t value. So that's inverse t. So we'll go to inverse t, number 4. Confidence interval is 95%. And then I want to add on that left side of that curve. Hopefully you guys remember why. Okay. So, all right, so we want 95% is, this area right here. So in order to use this calculation, we need this critical value. It needs to be positive. Obviously, it's two-tailed, so it's going to have a negative and a positive. So I guess you could use the negative one and then go ahead and use the positive one. You get both of your numbers, which we'll end up getting. But I find it more convenient if you get the positive one. So this part is 0.95. This part here is equal to 1 minus 0.95 times half, right? So would this side also be equal to that? I want to add this with all of this to get this critical value here. So that's why I have it set up as 0.95. Plus, we've done this before, so hopefully this isn't new. If it is, good God! All right, anyway, degrees of freedom is 8. Let's get rid of that guy. And so let's go down here, hit enter. So this will be our TC value. And then I've already put this equation into the calculator here. Okay, so I'm taking the answer, your S, you know what, some of you guys are going to want me to go through all this, aren't you? Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and go through all this. So if you already know how to do all this, just go ahead and fast forward the video. So I want number 5, I want to get the S, that comes from test. Is it test or equation? I always forget. Yep, there it is, S, just the regular S. So let's take an answer times s. Now I want the square root symbol. I want fraction. Okay, I want a 1 on top. I want the n underneath. I know n is 10, but I'm just going to go ahead and do all the calculator way here. I'm going to add. Okay, I want another fraction. Okay, now I want x bar squared. So again, that's in bars. Number 5. X bar is number 2. Squared. Okay, that's all I have on top. On the bottom, I have the sum squared. So go back to vars, number 5, the sum symbol. I want this one, sum squared. I want number 2. The sum of the squares minus another fraction. This time I want the sum of the x's squared. Be just a little bit different number. So vars, number 5. The sum symbol, I want this one, sum of the x's, and then I want to square that. So if you're fast forwarding and you know how to put it all in, I'll just go ahead and show you what this should be in. It doesn't need to be, but if you're putting it in by hand, you might want to put it in parentheses. I don't know, it's up to you. Okay, bottom is an n again. All right, so that's number 5, n. Okay. I think I put it in correct. I should get 173. Good. All right. Now, again, this is being added to and subtracted from and added to our slope that we calculated. So the slope, or excuse me, this is the calculator one. This one here. So we're subtracting from the slope and we're adding. Okay. Back up. We're subtracting from the y-intercept, which is normally b, and we're adding to the y-intercept, which is normally b. But when we did that test, and I can just show you that again. There's an unnecessary step. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to show you it again just so we're all on the same page because you might have forgotten. Calculate. Okay, so we already found this range for the slope, which they put in as b. Confusing, I know. Now we're going to add and subtract to the y-intercept, which they use as a. Okay, normally it's b, it's a in the calculator. All right, so clear out of this. So 173. I'll just show you what I did. I stored this as an a. Okay, there. Now this 173, which is the E value here, is stored as A. Go up here, and I grab this. I'll just go through steps. There. Okay, go to equation A. Remember, this is what we would call B. It's the y-intercept. We're going to add a to that, and we're going to subtract a from that. Oops. Go back here and put a minus sign. Okay, so this is our range. This is what this would equal, and this 288, that's what this would equal. Our intercept minus, this was our E value from this equation. So this is our confidence interval. We're 95% confidence that the slope is going to be between negative 57 and positive 288. And we are 95% confident that the slope is going to be between 105.54 and 228.26. Okay, so those are your two answers. We got the y-intercept is between those other two numbers, and the slope is between 105.54 and 228.26. kind of stumbled through that a little bit. Hopefully you followed along and got her. Enjoy the weather. Hope this helps.